Hello, future me. Welcome to day 282. Today's been pretty good. It's 11:37, so I don't have that much time, but I'm gonna try and talk about what I've been wanting to talk about for a little bit, right? But today's been good. I woke up. So I woke up, right? I went to bed at 3 or 4 last night because I was editing a little thing for Name Pending, a little trailer for it. And I went to bed at 3 or 4, and I got woken up at like 9 by Enrique and Sarah talking really loud. And that's normal, right? But they usually stop. But like it just kept happening, and so I got really mad and I yelled. And I was like, "Can you guys shut the fuck up?" And I went back to sleep. And so I felt really bad. And yeah. But I woke up, got lunch with my sister. I got a burger that wasn't very good, and my sister got pizza that wasn't very. No, my sister got something. She got a plethora of things, but we both got this like red velvet thing, right? Oh, I meant to bring my razor. I forgot my razor. Shit. But we got this red velvet thing that was really good. And yeah, and we went back to my dorm. My sister stayed for a bit. We talked to our dad. My sister wanted him to take her to the police station to file a police report. Some high ass bitch hit her car in Guantanamo Bay. Botany Bay. I don't know. I probably sound fucking stupid right now, but I don't know. So yeah, and then my dad went to come pick me up, and I went to my grandparents where I am now, and I'm very relieved to be here. But yeah, and then I had a grilled cheese for dinner with the soup. It was good. The job application came out today, but I for some reason I forgot that I have to make a resume, and I don't have one, and so I'm gonna ask Owen to help me on that tomorrow. But yeah. Okay, so the thing I wanted to talk about. I don't know if I've talked about this or not, but it's definitely something I've been wanting to touch on more in depth. And I'm not going to go super in depth just because I don't have a ton of time. But from like really early on in my life to sophomore year of high school, I have always been like a very happy person. Right? Like, no matter what happens, no matter how bad something gets, I will always come out of it happy. I will always come out of it feeling some sort of just happiness and joy, right? And sophomore year, I started to feel some type of just emptiness is the right word, but if I say emptiness, people might think of it wrong. Just like you're missing something, like in your chest, like you're missing something, and it wasn't like anything, like it wasn't big at all, but it was just noticeable enough for me to be like, what is that, right? So sophomore year is when it happened, and sophomore year was, I think, my favorite school year of all time. It was just such a fun year. I went to New York, and actually, yeah, I went to New York that year, New York City for Macy's, and that's right after that is kind of when it started. But yeah, that's when it started, and it seems like every year it keeps getting worse, right? And COVID happened, and that accelerated it, I think. But even then, even during COVID, I was still a really happy person. I still felt like a happy person, right? And so as time went on, it's that happiness just kind of got smaller, not by any big increments, but just smaller, just a little smaller, to where a year or two after, I would still feel like a happy person, but I would feel just more of me is empty, if that makes sense. So senior year came around, and that's so during junior year, that was during COVID, right? Have how 80% of it was online, 20% of it was in person, and I really enjoyed the in-person part because it's finally we're going back to school. Because I've always loved school. I hated doing the work, but I just love the social aspect of it. I've always enjoyed school. And then so when junior year we went back to school, I finally felt damn, we're back. And so I had a good time. Then senior came around, and something was just off. I noticed that I was still enjoying it, but I wasn't enjoying it as much as I thought I would. And that's when I really started to think that like something was wrong with me. And after senior year, summer went by, college started, right? And college was a completely different thing. I feel like instead of my happiness going down, it actually went up because I was trying something new. I was having a good time doing it, and I felt good. I felt better than I had. And that went all the way through the year, and I was having a really good time. I mean, there were definitely like really bad, stressful moments, but overall, I was having a really good time. Then winter break happened, or winter break happened, and something, I don't know what, I something just happened in between of that month and a half break where I really felt like just something went wrong inside of me. I don't know how else to explain it. Just something got twisted or but it's just been just a really just steep slope down, and it's gotten really bad the past few weeks. I had right after my English class last night, I really wanted to go here. I really wanted to come here last night, and so I called my dad and I asked him if he could take me, and he was like, "Well, I think you should stay on campus for at least tonight because he wants me to stay on campus more." I was like, "Okay, fine." As soon as I hung up the phone, I had this overwhelming sense of anger, self-resentment, and just anxiety and guilt. These four emotions just completely flooding my brain. And the closer I got to my dorm, the worse it got. And when I got into my dorm, just that feeling of anger and guilt, those two kind of just, it was really bad. I don't even know how to describe what it really feels like. It's like, you take, like, it's just an insane amount of anger and just guilt and putting those two together, and that's how it feels, and it was horrible. I had a really bad panic attack, and I punched the door like 5 times as hard as I could. It wasn't as bad as that one time where I punched a locker, but it fucking hurt. And it's not one of those things where like, it's not like, oh, he's mad so he punched, like obviously I was mad and I punched something, but it's not, I didn't make the conscious decision to punch the door. It's just like, I just punched the door. It's not like I decided to. I just did. And I kept losing just control of myself, right? And all of these things just happened, and... Sorry, hold on. Look at this dumbass. Look at him. He looks so freaking stupid. Sorry. Anyways. But that happened, and for the past, since, the middle of winter break, I've really started just to feel completely empty. Just to the point where I'll be sitting by myself and I would have experienced zero emotions. Happy, stress. I would feel like stress and worried, and those would be the only thing. But I'm not exaggerating this. I'm not saying this because I'm looking for attention, because I think 2 people watch my videos. I'm not saying this to get sympathy. I'm saying this because at this point, I don't know what to do. I don't remember the last time I felt happy. And people say that all the time. I don't remember the last time I was happy. I genuinely, can't remember the last time I could just smile and not have these just this thing in my head. I don't know. I seem fine talking about it. Like the way that I'm saying the words doesn't make it sound like I'm worried about it. I am fucking scared. I am terrified. Because I've always been able to just be okay. But for the first time, I genuinely feel like I'm not going to be okay. I genuinely feel like this is going to be how it is for the rest of my life. And then if that's true, don't know. I feel like I lost like such a big part of myself. I feel like I lost like the most important part of myself. I feel like I lost the part of myself that can just be happy and just be joyful and whimsical. It's like so fucking stupid. And I just, it's like I'm seeing everything flat. It's like everything is just flat and boring. It's nothing's interesting and nothing's new and nothing. I went 17 and a half, I went 18 years going through the same thing and always finding happiness in it. It's not like I'm finally realizing how boring everything is. I went 18 years without ever feeling this feeling, and now suddenly I'm just feeling it. It doesn't make any sense. I don't think it's like I'm just everything's boring now. I don't. That's just how it feels. I don't think that's how it is. That's just how it feels. I need therapy. Like I genuinely need therapy, and I'm too fucking scared to ask my dad for therapy. So honestly, at this point, I don't know what to do. I really don't. I'm scared. I'm fucking terrified that it's just I'm never going to feel happy again. I'm never going to be able to get my mind out of this. My mind feels like fucking gray. My mind feels fucking dead. I don't know. I blamed it on the weed. I blamed it on the weed, but then I was like, I went a month and a half without weed, and I like some part of me still thinks because like I smoked a lot of weed during first semester, and then I spent a month and a half without doing much weed, and that's when I started feeling it. But I don't think it's weed because like if you do like hardcore drugs like heroin, you can get depressed after because you can't get that feeling that you got when you were high, and I feel like you can get that with weed. But I really don't feel like it is. Or maybe I'm just in denial and I don't know it. I don't know. I don't know. I've lost like the best part of myself. I'm going to end it there. If I forgot to talk about anything, I'll leave in the comments or talk about it tomorrow. Okay, bye.